Yeah. So listen, man. I know y'all just listened to the clips I just showed y'all from the new BMF, right? So I want to just get to the point, man. I'm watching the BMF series, man. Shout out to Big Meech. Shout out to, 50 in his camp, putting out good, history on them boys. The way they moved from Detroit to Atlanta, put their thing down and how everything transpired, right? But as I'm watching it, I also, paid close attention to the MKs. They were saying the Miami Killers. The first introduction to the BMF coming to Atlanta, they was met with, resistance, right? And they were met with resistance from the cats from Atlanta. They were met with resistance from, other little cities. Like Atlanta is a city where a lot of different cities come to. A lot of people come from different spots, from Detroit, from Chicago, from LA, and they'll come to Atlanta. It's the Mecca, right? You know what I'm saying? It's the hub. So during that time when Meech them came down here, they was told, the Miami boys had already been here, and it was a known fact. I'm glad and shout out to them for really sharing, some truth on that part of the story, right? My thing, I ain't got nothing against, seeing good content, seeing good, people being rewarded for playing the game how it go, and transitioning from, the street hustle into the big film, into legitimate money, man. Shout out to, like I said, once again, to Meech them in their story, man. I'm big supportive of that. But I'm finna get to the real topic and the subject of what I'm on here for today. I've been preaching since I came home, man. Miami, we losing our identity. Miami, we're not rewarding and our legacies to our OGs that's coming home that played it how it go. Shout out to Big Trap, shout out to Convertible Burt, shout out, to Vonda, to some of the real ones. And I ain't named all of them. I just named the few that I know that I be having personal contact with. Right? Shout out to Piccolo, the real Piccolo, man, the big homie, man, that was going out of town paving the way for guys of my era to come behind, and pick up that Miami boy legacy. I done videos on, what it was and what it is to be a Miami boy. What that title, where that came from. And if you don't know, and if you're too young to know, I'm gonna give you some history on what that mean right there. To be a Miami boy, to be known to another city, as coming there and bringing that work, right? I don't like to use the word put down. Because a real Miami boy know, man, that ain't the way that we come at it, man. We get in where we fit in. But once we in, we hold our territory. We not giving up nothing that we definitely work for, right? So we already know that Miami in the 80s, I know y'all done seen all the documentary on the Cocaine Cowboys, on the Zella Blanca, on, all these different, Noriega to Pablo Escobar, the Colombian drug trade and how that came across, and Miami being one of the first cities that brought the coke, and the coke came through. So with that being said, quite naturally, when it hit the streets, it came through the brothers, right? So it came to my big homies like Big Ike, like Rick Brownlee, like I said, some of the ones I didn't name right there, right? So boom, we had our homies coming up the road, bringing that work for a cheap price, putting it down, giving other cities, the game on the whip game, teaching them how to, know how to work. You see, when you watch the BMF series, you're gonna see guys on top of the building. You're gonna see organizational put down, right? And that's how we came, from the watch outs to the lieutenants, and it was always rent like a business. That was a Miami thing, right? But I'm watching how now a lot of my homeboys coming home, and they done bled, blood, shed, tears, everything, done the time, and not being rewarded and not being received from their own city and people that's in position to tell the story. People putting these stories on the shelves, or they letting other cities and other other people tell our story. And you wonder why. You want to say, well, gee, what's your gripe with that? What my gripe with that is, we got people that's got the means to make that happen for real, and be so the people that could be compensated for standing in the paint, for going in serving time, doing whatever they had to do the right way. They deserve compensation for, you know what I mean, the same way Meeks them getting that compensation. Meeks, shout out, I'm hearing, word in the wind now that Big Meeks will be home soon. And, welcome that brother home, man. But he coming home to a legacy. He coming home to a second chance. Not having to go back in the streets. Not having to, fight and struggle for a way up. And that just shows how smart the people that he, entrusted his brand with. Right? And I know a lot of my homeboys, I know they might not speak outwardly, but I'll speak for them if they don't want to. I'll speak for them. I know they've been beating the pavement. I know for a fact Burt been beating the pavement. I know for a fact Trav been out beating the pavement. I know for a fact Piccolo doing his thing behind the scenes. Right? I know for a fact that Vanna doing her thing behind the scenes. But it seems like it's always a struggle for Miami to get where we need to go at, man. And it shouldn't be like that, Miami. I'm talking directly to Miami. I'm talking directly to the people that got the means. Rick Ross, Luke, some of the other, some of the other people that got E-Class. Ted Lucas. That got these labels down here, got the means to get the motion going. And don't say that, that you got something working, you got, man, well, people already, the story is already being told. The story is already being told. It's being told now. Now's the time to capitalize. But here we go again, be dragging our foot. If you haven't noticed, man, since I've been home, man, I've been behind the scene. I've been dealing with people, I've been dealing, I get the handshakes, I get the confirmation behind the scene, but when it's time to act, there's the shuffling of the feet. There's the procrastination. Right? And in the process of that procrastination, other cities are winning. Philadelphia guys are winning. Shout out to Wale and Gilly them with their $1 million already game. They winning. The New York Cats are winning. The Detroit Cats are winning. The Chicago Big Dirt home now, he winning through Little Dirt. Everybody is winning, right? And it seems like Miami win, we got love and hip hop Miami. That's not telling our story. That's not telling the Miami boy story. Where our series at? I've been hearing words now. I've been hearing that they get this, it's getting ready to come out. But I'm hearing that the people that's getting ready to put it out ain't the original Miami boys. How can you tell somebody else's story while they're out here? While they're out here, that's counterfeit. To me, that's counterfeit. That's not the real deal. I want to see, and the reason I'm speaking out is because I want to see my homies compass. I want to see the real ones win, man. I want to see the real ones win, man. I take this personally when it comes to my city. Because like I was holding my book up when I first started the video, Federal Pressure, I was one of those guys in there with Big Meech them. I was in there with the shot callers from Detroit, the shot callers from Chicago, the shot callers from Memphis, the shot callers from, New York. I was in there with these boys, and I made sure they understood. But Miami ain't never missed a beat. We ain't never missed a beat. If you want to go to the hip hop culture, we ain't never missed a beat. You want to go to the car culture, we brought something to the table. You want to go to, the wardrobe and the flyness, we brought something to the table. If you want to go to the streets, we brought the game. The birthplace of the cocaine game when it hit the shores, boy. Do your history. This ain't no cap, man. I grew up as a kid, man. I done so many videos showing y'all, man. So much coke was hitting on the shores of Miami, man. You could smell it coming out, going every morning, going ready to go to school. You smelling coke. I knew the smell of coke before I knew the smell of baked bread. I'm saying I can smell the aroma of coke before I can smell the aroma of coffee. Growing up around this. So my thing is, like I said again, I applaud BMF. I definitely applaud 50 Cent, man, as a businessman, as a mogul, as a hustler. But 50, you need to come holler at the real Miami boys, man. You need to compensate the real Miami boys, man. I talk to my homies, You know what I mean? You may be talking to a few, you know, but make sure when you tell a story, man, that the real Miami boys, Trav, Convertible Burt, you know what I mean, Piccolo, you know what I mean, them boys there, man, make sure them boys there be compensated. I'm not going to name everybody, but when you do the story, because it's coming, I already know, it's already been broke, and I know that my people, how many of y'all that follow me want to hear the real Miami story? I be giving it to y'all from my era, but there was those Miami boys that paved the way for me. My OGs. And I always show respect to my OGs, man. Always show respect to my OGs, man. You know what I mean? And they show me respect, man. I'm in constant contact with Trav. Constant contact with Piccolo. You know what I mean? Off and on, I holler at Burt. I show y'all the pictures. Y'all see the pictures on my page. And I'm not gonna stop speaking out to my homeboys compensated, man, for their blood, sweat, and tears, man. For the time that they serve, man. I want to see them win. I want to see them represented. I want to see how y'all gonna tell a story and have somebody play the role of somebody else that's out here in these streets and they don't benefit from it. We all want to see how this one done, man. I'm watching. Miami, we watching. And we're not gonna stand for it, man, unless the real get compensated for what the real undid, man. Served real time and gave real game, man. Shout out to all my Miami legends, man. Shout out to all the real ones, man. Rest in peace to the big Ike. Rest in, you know what I mean? Free Rick Brownlee. You know what I'm talking about? Bring Miss Glow home. You know what I mean? Shout out to Vonda. You know what I mean? Shout out to the real legends, man. Big Boss home. You know what I mean? Shout out to them boys, man. I want to see my legends represented. I want to see my legends compensated, man. Because they paved the way for me. And I'm not going to rest. My podcast, man, y'all already know, man, it's all about making Miami great again. Street code of conduct, man. This your boy OG Gigavelli. Man, this a personal one right here. This a personal one right here. I'm not letting go on this one right here, man. Because as I watch the BMF series, as I'm excited to see Big Meech come home and not have to, you know, indulge in the street life no more and really retire the OG that he is. Free Big Meech, man. Welcome home, man. Shout out to all the real OGs, man, from all over, man. This ain't no beef, man. I just want Miami to get what Miami got coming, man. And if those that's in position don't feel like that, you know what I mean? Something wrong with y'all, man. You really ain't from Miami, man. Something really flawed about you. In my Miami term, man, you ain't real, man. You flogging. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy OG Gigavelli, man, for the real Miami stories. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure y'all go tap in and get my book, Pressure. Make sure y'all follow through, man. Support the movement, man. If you want to see Miami great again, y'all want to see us on that screen, huh? Y'all get behind this movement, man. Y'all pump this YouTube channel up. Because I'm going to keep it coming, man. I'm going to keep it Miami, man. I'm going to keep it 305 all day. You know what I'm talking about? This your boy, once again, OG Gigavelli.